Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. Here's the scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the New England Patriots. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Wait, set. Wait, 20. 48, come on. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there. Wait, 28.
Now the leading rusher for the Pats last year is a rookie, Sony Michel. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now a throw left sideline here is complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And the movement there coming from the middle of the line.
And you understand he wants to get off the ball quickly, but the ball's right in front of him. He has to watch it move first.
40, 10, 380. I got it. Shoot.
Following the penalty, Michel, and he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Throwing on first down is Brady. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Brady gives to Michel. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Wait, 10, wait, 20. Don't get nervous.
Brady looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And able to find Dorsett. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan today, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Just like that.
Here's a quick throw out wide to Dorsett. Sharp move, but can't find much space. Dropped just inside the 20. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6. Wait, 10, 29. Alpha. Regular.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Brady. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down.
Back it, reload. Cover.
Again, they'll throw with Brady. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
And defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. So a nice opening drive on the road. You get the 3 points. Part of you wonders if that might hurt them later not getting into the end zone.
Well, the good thing is, still first quarter, and they didn't come out of it with points. In a sense, they can look at it positively and say, hey, we set the pace in this one. I think that's how they'll go about it.
So after the face mask, they get to start all the way up past the 35 now. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Set, ready. 60 yards. I'm not ready. Watch out. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Run. Shoot up. Ready.
This is Ingram. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Well, Snead figures to be an important veteran presence for Lamar Jackson. 2 years ago, it was a disappointing 2017 for Snead. That was in New Orleans. But then had a bit of a bounce-back campaign a season ago in his first go-around with Baltimore. 62 catches, 650 yards. Did have surgery in the offseason on his left index finger, but back to full health and ready to go. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Jackson. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
A throw over the middle taken in. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Here's Brady, flush to his right. has one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended. Now Brown, he lost the football, and the Patriots have it. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Michelle. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Brady. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Dorsett's got it. Touchdown, Patriots. Philip Dorsett, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. But now it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. Buying time to his left. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Now watch one. Watch one.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 26. Nice big gain there from Marquise Brown, first-round pick out of Oklahoma. Of course, his cousin knows a thing or two about big catches in the NFL. That's Antonio Brown. And now Hollywood hoping to carry on the family tradition of solid production at the wide receiver position. And, boy, this defense, again, really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 15-yard line. First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15.
Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush. Check. Go, go. Hot, hot. Watch out. Begin.
Here's Ingram. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. And that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
2nd and 12 at the 17-yard line.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. From the gun, Jackson. This one complete to Ingram. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
3rd and 4.
Jackson from the shotgun. And it'll be intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
They begin with Michel on the ground. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Brady. It's complete. James White. And he's got some space here. 23 yards, the final tally.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Now Brady. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Matt Judon. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Hey, ball 66.
Brady now to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. From the gun, Jackson. And this one complete to Seth Roberts. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. Nice throw there by Jackson. You think about what a boost he gave Baltimore the middle of last year, led them to victories in 6 of their last 7 games as a starter, replacing Joe Flacco, who had the hip issue. And that strong finish was good enough for the Ravens to capture their first AFC North crown since 2012. And now Jackson's a known commodity. He's the unquestioned starter. And with increased expectations and pressure on the former Heisman Trophy winner, he's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. To throw on 2nd and 10. Jackson. Roberts got it. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Let's go. 10, touchdown. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Jackson will throw again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. John Simon in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. Fielded just inside the 20. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return, and the Patriots take over. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. He's going to look deep down the field. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. A big play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. Gostkowski for the point after. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On third down, Jackson. Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. First down, it's Jackson, forced out to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
51 to Mike, boy, 51. You're not ready. You're not ready.
Operating from the gun, Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Throwing is Jackson. Steps away to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1.
Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 22-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Watch 36. 36. Hey, Delta. Get ready. Get ready.
The final shot before half for Brady. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, this fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Ingram. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Up to make the tackle, J.C. Jackson.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Let's go, defense. And here we go.
Here's Jackson. From the gun, he'll throw. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the 1st down. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the 1st down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
QB's traps. Let's go. Check. Hayward. Check three.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Dancing to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run. Well, everyone in this stadium knows Jackson can do that as well as any QB in the league. They talked about limiting some of his running this year, especially the design runs, but he's still going to scramble when he feels he has green in front of him. He led all quarterbacks last year, 695 yards rushing. And keep in mind, 80% of those came in the 7-game stretch when he was named starter late in the season. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away. But it does get away at 2nd down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Mike 54. Here we go, D. No. Off. 66. Pull it. Half. Mike 54. She runs.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. And since they still have 10 yards to go, they'll just say, let's roll this over to 3rd down and decline it.
Let's just be honest about it. If you can't get them off the field on 3rd and 10, then something's wrong with your defense anyway. No sense in taking that penalty.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Now Jackson operating from the gun. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
This drive starts out on the ground with Michelle. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Let's go, defense.
From just shy of midfield, Brady. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
On 3rd down, Michelle. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line.
What do you think, Brandon? I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Lucky. Back.
Ingram again. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
Here we go. Henry. Rabbit. 22, check, over. 22.
Jackson now down around his goal line. Being chased out left. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 96 yards. And the Ravens cut into that lead. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run with Michelle. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Matt Judon there to bring him down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Brady. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Simmons. He was over 100 receiving last week. He's over 100 now this week as he's got a first down as well.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Brady now, 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. On play action, now Brady. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now. They have to feel great about their opportunity.
At the 18-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Jackson going to get this out to Brown. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
On 2nd down, Ingram. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Again, they'll run with Ingram. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw for it for Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Andrews. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Jackson now, perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's first and 10. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail, second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Jackson now on second and 10. Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 15-yard line. Fifth catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Got him in. It's Brown. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Baltimore, first down. First and goal at the 3-yard line.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Keep it up, guys.
They'll look to run with Ingram. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Check, crunch. Joker, go.
They'll look to run with Edwards. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Gus Edwards, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Tucker with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a mistake on the lateral. It's a loose ball.
How many times in the course of a game do you talk about momentum plays? And I think we just saw one there. Just scored, right?
Just took the lead.
Just took the lead, went downfield, got the ball free again and picked it up. They got a chance to really get the momentum on their side now.
And now they'll try to pile on. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high-percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. We come up here on 1st and 10. To throw is Brady. Throw left side complete. That's Simmons. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, Michel. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Here's Brady. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Tomoda Peko racks up the sack.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Tough spot for the Pats now after the sack as Brady will lead them up 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Brady. And an alley to run. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. So it's not an NFL record, but it's not far off. That'll go in the books as a 61-yard field goal.
And wasn't it weird to see a guy line up for a field goal on the other side of midfield? The ball got halfway there, and you thought, no way is that going to make it, but it just kept carrying and carrying, and he winds up sneaking it right over the bar.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He'll look to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Obviously a big first down right there.
Yeah, they still got to hustle. They got to get up to the line of scrimmage and get set. But I don't think necessarily you need to spike it. But they've got to continue to move quickly.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game as now they've got it 3rd and long.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
They'll look to throw. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on 4th down. So down 6, and they know they need this one on 4th down. To throw is Jackson. Throwing on 4th down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Patriots take over, and they're going to have terrific field position.
Wait, that 53. Right now, let's go. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
They'll run it here. This is James White. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. A first carry down for Rex Burkhead. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
On 3rd down, a run from White. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And it's complete. They're going to get the first. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Pats, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.